Hugh Hewitt interviewed Brian Stelter of CNN, who has a new book out that is based on his theory that other media outlets other than CNN do a poor job of explaining things to their viewers. And Hugh Hewitt asked Brian Stelter to comment on the fact that the news showed last week that the FBI had investigated the dossier's primary source as a Russian agent, that this happened during the Obama administration. He was investigated for 2 years, and that they knew this and that this was significant. And Brian Stelter said, "I do not know this because I'm literally just a media reporter," or something to that effect. This is hugely embarrassing, of course, but I want to say that it's also true that Brian Stelter is articulating what pretty much all of his colleagues in the media have done. They peddled this dossier day after day. CNN, of course, won awards for presenting the claim that this dossier was credible, that it was sourced to this like super spy, basically James Bond, if James Bond were much better at spy work than James Bond is. And that was what the CNN claim was. That's what they claimed for months, for years. And it comes out that the guy who wrote the dossier did not collect the information himself, but that he got it from a guy who was literally investigated as a Russian agent. That guy himself had told the FBI that it wasn't like particularly good source collection, that he had just chatted with buddies about hypotheticals. The hypotheticals would then become actual information in the dossier. One point he says, Christopher Steele, that he didn't meet with someone. Christopher Steele wrote that up as that he did meet with that person, and that in fact that person was the one who made the outlandish claim of collusion, the same story that gripped CNN for years, for which they got awards, for which they kept on putting out stories, which, yes, admittedly, they kept having to retract because they were false. But Brian Stelter, who says that his job is to cover the media, is completely unaware of this and says he's unaware of it because he's a media reporter. Well, media reporters should know that the media's embrace of this Russia collusion conspiracy theory, the way that they willfully trafficked in snippets of information that were false, dubious, ludicrous, patently absurd, that's the biggest media story of our time, and a good media reporter would actually understand that.